Oh, my fucking life. Apologies for the late start there. Um, as I was wanting to go live, technical issues, my camera decided to default to a setting that I can't access, and then on top of that, then I had to go restart my fucking PC. Honestly, it just never ends. Mediocrity just never ends over here in these parts. Um, that should fix that up slightly. Should be neater. Don't know why I've just done that. Um, oh, Jesus Christ. We went from like 0 viewers to 23. Christ almighty. I'm just trying to find where I can actually see the game. But big ups to everyone. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Let's get some likes going. But yeah, good to see everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Uh, this is absolutely a nightmare. So far, though, as far as the game's concerned, to be honest, not so good. Not so good. Very lackluster. Hmm. Can't find anything. This just ain't good. I'd like to see what's going on in the game, but nowhere seems to be working for me. Well, that's something, I guess. That's something. Finally got somewhere that's actually got some working media. Um, but yeah, for anyone that's wanting to see what lineups we've got going on at the moment, should be just scrolling across the bottom there. Obviously, each sector of the pitch separated by full colon. But yes, essentially a 4-2-3-1. As far as the game itself is concerned, apparently it's been control of possession for United, but nothing in the way of creating chances, which is not good. Not good at all. Sorry, but this is Wolverhampton Wanderers here that have had quite an awful awful run in to the start of the season, and for whatever reason, we're having troubles. This is not great. Ball over the top does not go to anybody. Run the ball out the pitch. What are we going to do with it? Wrong pass. Wrong pass. Tried to go wide there rather than the guy that was right ahead of him. There's a run into the channel too. I had the ideal pass on it. Just need to get the execution right and the weight of it right. Going to get rid of that message now. Let's go with let's do a poll somewhere for people. Let's go. Who's winning? United or Wolves or neither. Get them votes in, people. Get them votes in. Cast your votes as to which way you think this game is going. It does not look great at the moment, and my God, what a breakaway that Wolves have got here. And they've just shot wide at the post. What happened there? Literally, Moses parted the seas. Our centre-backs are there and there. There's a Wolves player with the ball right there. He's just through on goal. I'm surprised he just doesn't go all the way. Could have fed it to the right. Was that Shaw? Yeah, Luke Shaw wasn't tracking the runner in the blind spot. Wasn't able to see the runner. Was just committing to close Cunha down. But that guy just had a free run. My God. We should have... I'm sorry, we should have conceded from that. We should have conceded from that. Corner was rather shakily dealt with. And who was that? Was that Garnacho just muscled off the ball? No difficulties there. Stopping the shot. Nice job. Give the foul, ref. And stopped in the counter-attack. So, yeah, it's Lamina getting the yellow card. Yeah, man, it's not great. It's not a great start to this game. We need to do better. We do need to do better. Ooh. Well, I've never really quite understood as to why the chance creation for us is never actually that good. It's like we'll make the movements off the ball, passing patterns, you name it, but for some reason we're just absolutely useless at chance creation. There's no imagination to any of it. Bruno Fernandes, what are you doing there? He's just dummied the ball, but he's forgotten that the ball's just come from that corner of the pitch where there's like 3 Wolves players. It's, just straight back to him. Big ups, people. Make sure you're smashing that like button. And drop in them comments in the chat. There's a bit of a moment here. Mason Mount. No. Oh, for goodness sakes. What are we doing? What are we doing? This just looks like an absolute nightmare, this does. Do you know what? I was thinking, previewing this game, it should be a routine United win, right? It should. And talk about no manager bounce or whatnot. I mean, Mount's just caught. There's nothing really there. There's nothing really in that. It's just a bit of a slap in the face as the back of Mount's facing the Wolves player. Goes down like a sack of potatoes, as you do. But yeah, well, I think Wolves will be very happy, very comfortable. No stresses at all. Dream start for them right now. The only thing they're missing is the goal. Literally, you know what? It would sum it up. It would absolutely sum it up. Going at half time and we're 1-0 down to Wolves or something. It's got that written all over it from the way that we've started this game. It really has. We look so lazy, so lethargic, so slow. No urgency to the game. It's not good. It really, really isn't good. And this is concerning. So I'll tell you what, we turn up like this to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, can forget about winning that game. It's just how many goals we concede. Not good, not good, not good. I'm going to move over to there. Big T, good to see you. I'm not happy with what I've seen so far. No way Wolves should be giving us a game at Old Trafford. I mean, it's not just that. I mean, it's just the It's not even the fact that Wolves would be giving us a game. It's just the way that we're approaching it. We look so slow, and it's like we're bored of the season already. We've literally played only half an hour of the opening game of the season. We look bored. We actually look bored. It's just so slow. There's no urgency to it. Defending looks susceptible because there's just 3 chances for Wolves. It's just whether they're going to have the clinicality to convert these chances. We've just done a long ball there. Mount's jumping way too early for that. And it's back in Wolves' possession. This is not good. This is really bad. Especially when you think about the fact that, see that Rashford's given it away. It was so easy, man. And he's given a foul. Okay, cool. We should be suffocating them. We should be having possession, high up the pitch, press them from the front, really working hard. They're not doing that. I mean, it's just free run. It's just a free run. Look at this. Ball past the last man, and we are very lucky not to be 1-0 down there. We're very, very lucky. Cunha's getting 3 shots. Oh, I'll tell you what, if this carries on, we get to half time. I think Wolves could win it. I really do. Just so lethargic. I mean, Martin has got beat so easily there. No care. No care at all. And that's embarrassing. I mean, the fact that there's just no care on this pitch, that's just a minimum. That's just a requirement. What about all the talk, all the chat? Oh, the covering square one for United is just a case of giving a shit. But we're not even doing that. We're not even covering the first base. That's absolutely incredible. Rashford looks lost, not on the left. Even that. It's just there's no composure anywhere in the team. No composure. No proper link ups. Nothing. No. We look like we are 11 strangers at the moment, and we look like we haven't had a pre-season. That's what's mental. I don't want this. I really don't want this to be a rant along stream. I really don't. But man, Wolves are having fun. They're having fun. I don't get it. Step into the fucking challenge, will you? We're stepping off. We're stepping off. We're letting them have the ball. It's just ridiculous. It really is. Okay, the referee's just booked the Wolves player. Not too sure why. Ain't Nori's now in the book. Bit of a strange one. I wouldn't have thought it was to do with wasting time because, I mean, look at the time on the clock. It's 34 minutes or something. In the 35th minute, strange. If I see actions to change my mind, I will give the credit, but as it stands, this group of players are not up to the challenge ahead. They're not. We've got Tottenham Hotspur away on Saturday. We are going to be getting battered left, right, and centre. And it's like they might as well like play one centre back against us. So if we're just gonna turn up and not care like this, like really, it's just look at the way we're playing. Like we look like we just couldn't be asked. If we're turning up and not being asked against Spurs, doesn't matter how shit their defence is. Does not matter. They will have a cakewalk on Saturday. It'll be a cakewalk for them. Not to mention, this is a home game as well, by the way. Oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? We can forget beating Arsenal if this is how we're going to play. Forget beating Tottenham, forget beating Arsenal. And if Wolves team, right, that lots of people are, touting, oh, they're going to get relegated this season. I'll tell you what, they're going to get relegated this season. I mean, God forbid that we turn up like this against Nottingham Forest. There's a chance. Oh, a couple of blocks. There's a referee giving a foul on there. That makes no sense. Don't know where there was a foul on that. Yeah, that defender doesn't. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. He's just gone straight through the back of that defender. Yeah, Garnacho. Too desperate for the ball there. He's just completely clattered the player from behind. So he's going to give up a foul there. I suppose you have to look at it like this as well. Look at the level and the standard that the other teams have set thus far that have won their games. Wan-Bissaka's in a good position here. What he's going to do? Ooh, was that a handball? It met Marcus Rashford's header on the Wan-Bissaka cross. They're calling for a handball, but referee's not given anything yet. Why are you shooting from there, Fernandez? Fuck's sake, stop! Cut back pass, no, it's the cross, it's gone over everyone. Oh, the bloody Hollywood shit. Seriously, stop it. You're not scoring from there. Oh, that's a crap ball, that is. That's Fernandez twice. 2 crap balls. And then he's given away the This is pathetic. My God. I mean, that's a good cross there. I mean, the ball, yeah, oh, wow. Marcus Rashford heads it. Nah, it's not a handball. That was Semedo just sort of sat there right next to Rashford. The ball sort of hits him on his chest and his arms are quite narrow, so it looks like he might have cradled the ball a bit. But no, nothing given there. Wan-Bissaka, good challenge. Going to be a Wolves corner. AWB plays better on the right than Anthony. So that says it all. I'll tell you what. I mean, at least Wan-Bissaka is you're putting a little bit of effort in, just a little bit, and you can see it makes a world of difference when someone just actually puts themselves out there a little bit. You know, we're not expecting you to drop 10 out of 10 every game. We're expecting you just to, you know, actually fight a little bit. Do the bare minimums, right? Who was that? So, that was Anthony, wasn't it? Don't know why Anthony just tried to do a back heel there to absolutely no one behind him. The ball's out on the left-hand side here. Just be wary as well, by the way, this timer up here, that's live. That's got no delay to it. The stream that I'm watching here has got a delay, at least about a minute to 2 minutes now. About a 2-minute delay, I think. So you might see that score changing, chopping and changing before I give any reaction to what's going on. But I think at this point, if something were to happen, I wouldn't be overly surprised. Garnacho, it's got 2 players, and nope, that's poor. That's very poor. Tell you what, Ten Hag has got his work cut out for him. He has got his work cut out for him. Defense, not great. Just it's like people are stepping off, right? They're not pressing. They're not getting stuck in. They're not making life hard for Wolves. They're not doing anything. And the attack from midfield onwards, just oh man, looks so lackluster. Trying to find another stream here. Just overran it again there. And the cross is a bit of a hit and hope. Rashford in the box. And a strike. I don't know where that's gone, mate. Well, it's absolutely slapped that one. And it's gone miles away. It's Rashford in the box. Garnacho's just snapped at it. Gone and snatched at that ball and sent it out practically for a throw-in at that point. You might as well have said it's a throw-in. It's a goal kick, but still. But Wolves will be very happy with this. It looks like it's going to be a 1-goal game. See, look how slow this is. Oh my God, Anthony just kicked the ball with his right foot. Can you believe that? He took a man on, took him to the outside and actually kicked the ball with his right foot. I can't believe it. That's a handball. No? Okay. Well, we'll carry on then. Martinez. Oh. Goalkeeper just about able to reach that. Oh, my, oh my, oh my. I'm sort of contemplating a bit here whether I go with being sports to actually catching my games, or if there's a better alternative to that. BRB going for a quick eye test. No worries at all, mate. Even if that is a joke. I'll tell you what, Forget eye tests. I'm just going to need my eyes bleached when we get to half time. I need to, wipe away what absolute sins I've bared witness to here. Oh, he just wiped him out, but runs continued on. Well, somewhat of a good recovery challenge. That Mason Mount, Mount tracked his runner well. That Luke Shaw's just been booked. Because I thought I seen Anthony go down the right. It's not just the fact Anthony actually took a man on and beat his man off the dribble, took him to the outside and then played it on his right foot. Can you believe that? He didn't even try to cut inside. He just took it straight on the outside and played it. But, you might say, well, that's just too good to be true. What would be too good to be true is if the cross that he made with his right foot actually met a United player. But unfortunately, reality bites and didn't even beat the first man. Oh, we're getting the best rendition of pinball. Pinball. That's what it is. Just bouncing off of everything. Trying to maximize score here. Two minutes of added time. Oh my word. Oh my goodness me. Very nice to throw in. Oh mate. I'm late to the party, right? But I'm thinking, oh god, I've got to get on, got to start the stream real quick because I could be missing loads of action. I start streaming to see us playing like this. My god. It's half time, by the way, on the live feed. Would you permanently swap Garnacho and Anthony for two wingers who actually put in crosses and live and breathe for the assists? Do you know what? It's like, what's his face? Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson, the assisting fullbacks that, just non-stop crosses and all of that. I'd literally go as far as to say that I wouldn't mind both of them. Oh my god. And deflected shot from Rashford. Oh my god. That looked desperate. Didn't try to work anything there, just oh my god. But we just need it's not even just on the fact that we want wingers who cross and stuff like that. We just need players that construct attacks, that play a part in a well oiled attack. You can see the way that the play is unfolding, piece by piece. But for us, it's just like, well, no one actually knows what they're doing. It's just hoping that what it is these players are doing just makes some form of sense. And that's half time on the stream. Oh my god, that's all I've got to say. Oh my god, that was an awful half. That was awful. Absolutely awful. Mission Gamer, what an awfully boring channel. Geez, well, you don't have to sit here and watch it. You can piss off to someone else's channel, mate. Only thing worse than United is your wet letters of a personality. Sorry, let me do a sing and dance for you. I've just watched an awful half of football from my team where I expect a lot from them. But they're not delivering. They look disinterested, and you're expecting me to be absolutely jovious. I mean, seriously, it doesn't make any sense. for whatever reason, we can never play through a defence unless we sit back and bite teams and hit on the counter. How will we ever score? I mean, it's like even with the team, if they're slightly combatant, right, without needing to do the whole sit back and let them have possession to break them down on a counter attack or anything. It's just like when we have the ball, we look so like we don't look like we know what we're doing with the ball. We don't look like we have a plan with the ball. And that in and of itself is really concerning, because even from the standpoint of pre-season games, it's just like, well, at least there we could actually, you know, we could actually have a plan. We could actually have an idea. But here we don't. We don't look like we've worked on anything whatsoever. Look like we've not progressed at all. Not even 5 people watching. You might have seen that this channel only has 74 subs. You know, I'm not expecting thousands of people. You're probably racist as well. And now we're just assuming shit. I mean, where have you even come from, Mission? Where have you even come from? If you're just here to harass people, then you're wasting your time. I mean, you probably go into everyone else's streams and assume all sorts of shit in those channels as well. But you can't please everyone, unfortunately. Can't please everyone. But it is what it is. What do you reckon as far as substitutions would be concerned? If I have a look at who we've got on the bench who could actually change something. I mean, just looking at the stats again there. It looks very uninspiring. Very uninspiring. I don't know if Christian Eriksen would offer something with a bit more control in midfield. Potentially. Jadon Sancho, maybe you consider Jadon Sancho. Maybe Jadon Sancho up top. Put him up top and move Rashford out to the left, because I think Garnacho's not really having any sort of impactful output anywhere in the first half whatsoever, unless he starts the second half and proves me otherwise. I think you're probably going to have to look to switching a few things up in the attack, because what we're not doing is we're not keeping the ball well up the pitch. You know, turnover of possession is not looking very good. Don't look controlled, don't look composed. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I'm just going to drop a message in chat. Dan Sullivan is following you. Amazing. Good stuff. That's great. But yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a lot to fix up on real quick. Yeah, the second half, we could still finish this game with the 3-0 win scoreline. We genuinely could, but we've got so much to improve on. Between in the next 45, there's a lot. It's a lot to ask, but it's like the first 45 we've just wasted it away. It's not. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. I suppose as far as Onana is concerned, he's not really been worked too much. I suppose we've not really seen what Onana's really made of at all. I think whether he's going to get tested a little bit more in the second half. We'll have to see. I think it's going to depend, but I think the message for the from Gary O'Neill and in the Wolves camp is, look, they're there to be had. You know, they've had a couple of chances in that first half where they should have buried it. They should have taken their chances. They could have 2 goals. They realistically could, but it's not great. So I'm just messaging the group chat. Messaging the group chat of the content creators. But yeah, we've got a lot to change. For anyone that is still in the chat, that doesn't think I'm probably racist. I still can't get over where that comment came from. It's actually funny. It's actually funny, but yeah, completely out of left field. But you know, you'll get these wet wipes. But what sort of changes would people be making based off of that first half? For me, I think Sancho is probably the only change realistically that I can see having an impact or changing the way perhaps we're playing, just to get things under control a little bit more. But you know, it is. We'll have to see what we can do. What what his message is going to be for the players at halftime. What he's got in mind, because I mean, he would have been expecting a whole lot more from this first 45. But like most things, United, he you know, he's got his work cut out for him. Nothing's ever simple for Man United. But yeah. Let's see how the poll's doing. Let's see what people are thinking from this game. So we've got 93%. So we've had 15 votes on the poll thus far. Wolves 93%. Nope. Sorry, Wolves 93%. We've got United 93% with Wolves on 7%. Just seen that the guys actually retracted that racist comment. The race accusational comment, or the racist accusation. But lots to work on. Interested to see if Anthony Martial actually, if we see Martial get introduced, because maybe that's something that Ten Hag actually has in mind. Whether Martial plays up top. I mean, so far we've not really shown much promise in the final ball, in the final delivery. And I think we've got to wonder as to what players are we going to sub on that are going to improve the quality or the link up for the final pass. But so it's going to be interesting to see what the decision is going to be, or what decisions are going to happen when we get into the second half. But it's not looking good. Just seen someone on the Twitter timeline just say that what United players see when the ball comes to them is just a bomb with the fuse lit. Dimitar Berbatov. Apparently, I'm negative, right? But Dimitar Berbatov said that ugly, boring game in my book. The passing was bad, decision making was bad. There were some silly yellow cards for Manchester United. Wolves have the better chances to score. I'm negative though. Welcome back, Big T. I had a phone call. Yeah. Glad to see you're enjoying the show. Yeah, I think he's tuned out by now, but he's deleted the comment. But let me load it up. He chatted that. He just literally, the guy just wanted to come in here, throw some hate, but yeah, he decided to make that assumption, deleted the comment, and I think he left real quick. Makes no sense, some of these people, but you'll always get the special breed out there. They're always out there. They're festering in the shadows. They're waiting to strike. I love it. I love it. But guessing has 0 subs on this channel. Maybe. Not sure. Not sure. Let's have a look. See if we can find his channel. If we can find his channel, that is. Let me have a look. I can't find this guy's channel. Please don't tell me you got. Please don't tell me you decided to remove his channel. Did he delete his channel? Did he run away? Did he just leave the whole platform? Richards and Redknapp in full City and Liverpool kits at halftime. WTF, mate? I don't even know. It's some weird things going on. I don't even know why they're doing something like that at Old Trafford at half time for a United game. You would have thought that maybe they would have done something like that for a Manchester City versus Liverpool game at the Etihad or at Anfield. That might make a bit more sense, but they're doing it at Old Trafford for a United Wolves game. That's just weird. That's just really weird. I don't know why. I don't get it. It's strange. It's peculiar. Mate, I can't find this guy's channel. I think he just. I think he ran. He ran for the hills. Sad. I can't drop him a sub. Can't subscribe to his channel. That is apparently so good, and with the just impeccable personality, fruitful personality, exuberant personality. Yeah, can't find it. Never mind. Probably deleted his channel. Who cares? We got better things to care about. Such as the second half, which is now underway on the live score feed. Fingers crossed we can actually do something this half. Oh, was that it? Okay, interesting. Victor Lindelof has replaced Sandro Martinez at half time. What's the reason behind that? I know he's on the yellow card, but what's that about? Martinez off, Lindelof on. Yeah, that's a peculiar one. Not too sure what that's about. But straight away, a bit of a press, come on, bit of energy. Liven it up, United, please. 45 minutes, just give everything. It's opening match weekend in front of the Old Trafford crowd, shooting at the Stretford end. What more could you want? What more could you want? Hope it's not a niggle. Wouldn't have liked to have thought so. Onana just practically wiped out two players there. Man just came straight for the ball and was just like, nah, I'm taking no prisoners here. Just wiped out two players. But yeah, it's hopefully there's nothing wrong with him there. If it's a small niggle like that, because I mean, he didn't look like he was struggling at all towards the end of the first half. I think maybe it's just Martinez just wasn't feeling it. I don't even know. It's just an odd thing going on. It's just still a bit for Wolves' possession at the moment. Not really doing too much. Trying to work a bit of a counter press, force a throw in. Onana staying closer to his goal. Do you think Eric had a word? To be honest, I don't actually think that we've actually had possession enough in this game for Onana to actually have an average position that's further out from goal, because we've not kept the ball for very long. It's basically Onana knows that if he keeps coming off his line, he's going to pose, a danger. It's going to pose a danger to the ball, over the top, or just trying to, work a chip shot or something, or like get lobbed from the halfway line or something. So I just don't think that the way the play has been is that Onana's able to position himself further out as like a default. He's had to sit further to his goal line because the ball is on average much closer to our own goal. So yeah, I think is probably the element of as to why Onana is probably closer to his goal. Yeah, but man, Wolves getting some clear attacks there. My God, was that a save? Was that a save from Onana? Or was that just on the wrong side of the post? But Cunha again's just had another free shot, by the way. Like, Wolves are just running at us. Like, that was essentially a 3-on-2 down the right, down our left-hand side. Oh shit! I think that was the post. Okay, that was the right height. He just needed to move the shot slightly off to the right, and that's a goal. But we are so open. because we're wasteful with the ball. Being very, very wasteful. Not holding on to it. No solid possession. This is really concerning. Tottenham are licking their lips right now. They are loving what they're seeing. If that's on target and Onana ain't reaching it. Exactly. Precisely. We have been quite fortunate that some of Wolves' shooting has been poor. We are quite fortunate. Tell you what, some of the Wolves players' touches are not that great. That's gone out. Oh my God, Anthony, what was that? Oh, actually, I don't know what that was, mate. This ain't looking good, Brev. A better quality team are 2-3-0 up by now. Oh, mate, I don't know about you. It could be more than that. It could be more than that. That first half, especially, some of the Wolves' shots were wide of the post by that much. From the right-hand side post to left-hand side post, they're whiskers wide. Whiskers wide. And in the second half, if we're open like this, I mean, I'll tell you what. Tottenham, I was thinking that if Wolves is a 3-0 comfortable, do the job sort of game, that I think we can go to Tottenham and do a job there, right? Because, the game would essentially come to you, but you can play through and break down Tottenham's game. But we've come into this game without a game, without a plan. That was going in there. That chip from Anthony. Dawson was alert to it. Headed it over the bar. There should be a corner. The goalkeeper came out for that. Was that good? No, it wasn't. It was going nowhere near. It was nowhere near going in. It looked like from this angle that it was heading towards the goal, though. Sure, can take the corner kick from the left-hand side. Will it beat the first man? Oh, it does. The goalkeeper comes out quite a long way there to punch it clear. Wan-Bissaka, that was a bit messy. Garnacho rides the challenge. It's going to be another corner. Give me another corner, this time from the right. Come on. Come on. That was a poor delivery, that. The long diagonal. Oh! That deflection was turned goalwards. The goalkeeper, Sarr, was quite fortunate to actually be able to collect that and just catch that, not having to make a parry a save or anything. The goalkeepers just passed to each other. Oh, he's just been pickpocketed. Come on, Fernandez. Come on, Bruno. You got to do better than that. They're riding challenges, and Cunha's just got a free run. Onana forced to make the save. Yeah, Cunha, I don't understand it. Why are people not closing Cunha down? He's very clearly been the danger man for Wolves. Where's the action? Where's the reaction? I mean, Casemiro there, he's not breaking neck to get back. He's just letting him run, so he's forcing the two centre-backs behind him to have to then come to close the door there, but that opens the channels wider for the other runners to come in. This is not good enough. It's just not good enough. This defence is going to get cooked alive by anybody else that isn't Wolves. I swear, you're not going to see this free space for Wolves against anybody else. You're not going to see this kind of free space. It's the DM position. This is why Amrabat is so important to us. And I'll tell you what Amrabat right now is trending. Amrabat, the extra body in that midfield to close that gap, right? Because if Casemiro is not going to be tracking runners, is not going to be in that void, that space, if he's not going to be there, Amrabat needs to. And we need to have someone to fill that space because, as you've said, a better team, a more clinical team, they are punishing with every attack. And, oh my God, Rashford and Shaw down on this left-hand side. Cheap, so cheap. He's just taking the ball to the face now. Now he's dead. Luke Shaw's dead. He's died. He's been sniped by a football. Oh my God, this is not good. This does not bode well for United. This really, really doesn't. We are in trouble. We're in big trouble. We've got to get Amrabat in. We have to. This is a necessity. And I think another midfielder on top of that as well, whoever that may be. Drop a couple of names as well in the midfield. Let's say we sign Amrabat. Pick another midfielder. Who else would you want to have signed on top of that second, or on top of the Amrabat signing for midfield? Which midfielders would you want to go for? Mama Flossie, good to see you. Hope you're well. I'll tell you what, I hope you're having a surefire better time than Man United are having. I'm not enjoying what I am seeing. This is very concerning. Probably one of the sloppiest. Well, I'd say one of the slop. We have been the sloppiest team in the Prem thus far. Everton's an honour, but not for 50 mil. I mean, I like Onana. I do like Onana. I think he is quite he's built perfectly for the Prem. I think that it would be a good statement signing to make. They're not getting all their own way. I wish we were. We should be. I mean, looking at the game in context, we should be having everything our way, maybe with the exception of a moment or two in the game. Beyond that, we should be controlling this game. We should be, the possession. I mean, the stats will tell you that we have got control of possession, but watching it just play out, it's not good. It really, really isn't good. Speaking of which, as far as the channel's concerned, I haven't got any moderators yet. If we want to stop the amassment of plebs in the chat, we shall call them I christen thee plebs of the chat. And if you fancy, being moderator or having the moderation privileges, then do be sure just let me know, and I shall mod you. If either you, Big T or Mama Flossie, if you like moderator roles, then just let me know. Same thing extends the offer. An invitation extends to everybody else as well. If you'd like to be a moderator, you're more than welcome. I watch Quadrophenia. Does that qualify me as a mod? I have no idea what Quadrophenia is. I'll be honest. Not the slightest Scooby. Cross nothing. But mate, if you would like moderator, I can mod you. What I won't do is mod people without asking them if they want the moderation, because otherwise that's just kind of, that's throwing stuff into things. I will do it if needed. I mean, I can mod you just in case. Just in case. Let's do that there. What is an awesome movie? To be honest, I'm what some people could call the uncultured swine. I haven't got the best taste in movies. I mean, what I say, I haven't got the best taste in movies. Got the taste for the best movies, which is, as the username suggests, in Hot Fuzz. Trio cornettos. The Hot Fuzz at World's End and Shaun of the Dead. Mwah. But Quadrophenia, not the slightest Scooby. Maybe I'm literally missing something here, and I need to desperately go watch that. We are the mods. We are the mods. We are the mods. Quadrophenia. So, okay. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. There we go. 1979. Oh, goodness gracious me. There's no chance I would have seen this. Sorry. Bit too much of a zoomer. I'm a bit too close to zoomer status to actually have watched this film. It's several years before my time. Is that Wolves free kick? I think that's a Wolves free kick there. It's about the mods, and Rockers, Vespa, and Lambretta scooter riders are mods. Okay. I typed it in on Google and saw a few pictures of some peeps on some mopeds and stuff. So I was wondering what that was about. Looked a bit like the British, like from the images, it looked kind of like a British rip-off of Greece or something. Might be doing a criminal disservice, but I've just seen your Instagram message as well, Mama Flossie. You can do that, mate. Mama Flossie, if you would like to remove those comments, you're more than welcome to. For me, I'm not really offended by anything. I just see something like that, and honestly, I find it hilarious. I like to laugh it off. Right, I'll give them like the 5 seconds of fame, and then to the Shadow Realm they go. Sting is in it, and give it a watch. I don't like Sting's music. I know Sting. I've listened to a couple of his songs. Quite nice. Sting did his teacher's training at my school. Ooh. Ooh. Pretty cool. It's like someone I used to work with. in one of my older retail jobs, used to know Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, before he was famous, when he was still writing songs in his dormitory, before like he actually got together in a band. Like he was still just sort of like cutting his teeth, like getting into a certain role. Funny thing is he was just like, mate, you should have heard Chris Martin back then. He was awful back then. He obviously, he's got Coldplay now, and the guy, obviously, his songs are, staples in British music and all of that, or world music. But used to know Chris Martin before his heyday, and apparently, so it wasn't that good. Wasn't that good back then. Wolves again with another breakaway. When are the subs happening, Eric? When are the subs happening? Sarabia came off for them as well. Huang He-chan is on in his place. He is quite a good player, He-chan. And I'll tell you what, Huang, I think that he could, if they keep going like this, Wolves, I reckon he'll be someone who will score their goal. Plus, what's wrong with what was wrong training his teachers for? Also had 2 Newcastle footballers there too. Oh, that was poor. That was such a bad cross. Bruno Fernandes has been off it today. Really, really off it. We've got Sancho and Eriksen coming on. Who's going off? Mason Mount is coming off for Christian Eriksen. Sorry, but Mount's just, all he's done today is just run around. I haven't seen him have any impact anywhere on the pitch. Just running around. I'll tell you what, it might be a bit harder to mark runners or to keep up with runners in midfield, even more so now. Garnacho is being replaced by Sancho, so maybe we're finally doing what I was hoping Ten Hag would do. It was when he was learning to be a teacher, Big T. He was pretty cool, to be fair. I mean, Sting looks like one of those ridiculously chill people. It's just like he has no enemies with anybody. He's literally everybody's friend, even with the quiet kid. Looks like one of them chill dudes. I also went to school with the guys who started Viz. Ooh. Got rejig my memory. No idea what Viz is. No idea what Viz is. What is Viz? Is that like an old band as well, or is that something else? Am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of something else. Ooh, come to collect that ball straight down the middle. Ah, an adult comic started off as a school comic. Okay. Oh, Anana. Anana caught it but went the wrong side of the player, so ended up running it out. Oh no. Oh no. But I think was that Jez who's doing a show tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Sharon and Tracy. Mate, oh my days. Got a show. I think I've got the show going on tomorrow night with Jens. Let me just get that confirmed. It's on his channel. Cuts back for Anthony. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. So yeah, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. on Arsenal, The History and More. Jez will be going live. And it's a somewhat of a call-in. Oh my days. We were so lucky. That shot from Neto was straight at Onana. My God. Whoever that was, he just played it straight to Neto's feet. And it's a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's just waiting there on mark to take the shot. Oh my God. Why are we getting away with this? Why? I don't get this. Why are we getting away with this? I think this just goes to show. This absolutely just goes to show Wolves have been on it, but they've also been quite bad at the same time. But we've been non-existent. Incredible stuff. Honestly, we're setting the bar here. We really, really are. We've got to really fix up. Oh my God. So we could realistically have conceded four goals tonight. Maybe 5. This is no good. That was an overhit pass from Ericsson for Casemiro. It's going to be a Wolves goal kick. I've got to be honest, I'm not really too sure who is going to be man of the match here. I think as it stands, Andre Onana is currently man of the match. I can't see who else. Defensively, poor. Offensively, poor. In possession, poor. Out of possession, poor. Andre Onana, just doing what he's paid to do, has been the best element to our team. It's, oh my days. And the bouncers are favouring them as well. And we're playing a long ball for some reason. Sancho, go on, drive at him. Oh, it's wasted again. It was given a corner, but oh my God. It looks so untidy. Really, really untidy. Oh, across on the turn, but still got it out on the left. Uninspired. It looks a bit clueless. It looks a bit clueless, I'm not going to lie. It's getting a bit scrappy now. It is getting a bit scrappy. But my word, this is so messy. I'm really, really worried for Tottenham game. Really, really worried by what I'm seeing. Oh, lovely ball to Wan-Bissaka. He's chipped it. Enter from Rashford. Let's fucking go. Oh, thank fuck for that. It's actually Varane. I thought that was Rashford. It's Varane. Oh my days! We've finally got a breakthrough. We've scored. We've scored for the whole for the whole evening. We've not looked like scoring, but we finally got a goal. We're not going to lose this game. Well, we could still lose it, but we're probably not going to lose this game. Oh my days! Rafa Varane, thank God. Thank God you've spared us some embarrassment. It's still embarrassing, but you've tuned it down a little bit. As that chip ball to Wan-Bissaka there, lovely delivery on the cross as well. Oh, literally in an attacking scenario, not even from set piece, from attacking scenario, a right back is assisted a centre back. Nobody in the attack, nobody in midfield has had the goal threat, whereas our centre back has been the most has been the biggest threat, and he's scored from it. Oh, oh my days! Palestri's come on for Anthony as well. AWB with the assist. Yeah, big ups to AWB. He's, you know what, AWB. He's definitely tried once or twice this evening. I think from the perspective that the team as a whole has been very poor, like performance wise, the whole team's been very poor. I think again, it's just the individuals just coming in clutch at the right moments, and we've also just made a double sub. Carl Rossi, good to see you. Big ups to you, man. Welcome to what would have been a very, very, very depressing stream. We finally got a bit of life into it. Man United have played so poorly. Literally, we started the game playing so poorly that someone in chat presumes that I was a racist because of Man United playing so poorly, and me just saying what's happening and saying what I'm seeing, to us finally getting a goal. Maybe he'll come back in chat and he will say, you've redeemed yourself, us. You've redeemed yourself. I'm proud of you. You've come a long way. So I've gone from a presumed racist because the team has been that poor, and me just literally saying what I'm seeing, to us now being a goal up, and we've got 10 minutes to go. We just need to hold on. Like where Wolves have had control on the attack, they've looked like they've been the better team by far. They've worked at the better chances, but their finishing, I think, has been a little. He was getting onto that. If he had just reached that was a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But Wolves have definitely been by far the better team. Don't hold on, go for the kill. I want another goal. I would have said that if we were in control and creating lots of chances, I would have absolutely agreed with you there. But God, the way that we've played has allowed ourselves to be so open that I think we can't really afford to be too open. At the back is a break. There's a break on for United. Rashford down the left. Well, he's pulled it back, overcomplicated it, and it's offside. Yeah, Rashford's not looked great. Anthony's been awful. I think Garnacho was poor when he was playing. Our front three has been very, very lackluster. Incredibly lackluster. I mean, Sancho, surprisingly, is playing on the left-hand side as opposed to Marcus Rashford, and that we move Sancho up top, where he's essentially been playing a few times this in pre-season. We're opting to move him back to a winger's role. I didn't catch the shot properly. God, was the legend, 100%. I can second that. I forget as well that maybe because this game has had a little bit of life injected into it, that the officials might think, oh, well, actually, maybe we can add, what is it, like 6, 7, 8 minutes onto the end of this half. Maybe we can do that. Whereas the first half, it was so boring. They were just like, nah, we're not keeping this going. 2 minutes, that's it. Arna's, or he was tempting. He was drawing him in. Ah, you're the legend around. How about this? How about everybody in this chat is a legend? Everybody in this chat's a legend. Big up your damn selves. The real legends of the chat. Wolves look great tonight. I don't actually know if it's to say, well, look, Wolves looked great because Wolves were just that well drilled to play tonight, or it was because United were just that simple to play against. That, you make any team look good. To be honest, I'm sort of split between two minds on this. Like, I think a lot of people were joking about the new manager bounce. Some people might have been serious, but I thought there's no way there should be a manager bounce. Not with this Wolves team. Maybe if it was a Wolves team that still had like Ruben Neves in it and Moutinho, like imagine, oh my God, imagine we would have lost this game big time if they still had players like Ruben Neves and Moutinho. If they had that midfield, oh my God, this would be this could have ended up being a cricket score. But you know what, Wolves, they've not looked bad. I think I say that I think I've already called them bad. I think their attack, right in the final third, they've been bad, but everything else, I think they've done what they should be doing, based off of how United have defended. So that's a good inverted run there. Last ditch challenge. I don't know if that's going to be forcing a corner. And Nana saved it with his feet. Well, we're lucky not to concede there. Bit of intricacy from Fabio Silva. Also, Carl Rossi, I don't know if you fancy it, but I'm offering moderators out to, or moderation out to people. If you would like it, just simply because I haven't got any. Well, I've just added Mama Flossie to the moderation team. So, if you would like the moderator's role as well, you're more than welcome to have it. I thought I'd always ask first to see if people fancy it, or if they would like to have a bit more of a much more chilled, relaxed role. Rashford is starting to infuriate me. I think we've got to see him more out on the left-hand side. I think where he's happier to play. Maybe a happier Rashford just gives a bit more of a toss. Is that Bruno Fernandes? Did he get fouled there? Nope. He's still got the ball. Anana again saving it. My God, what's going on? Do hit the like, people, and subscribe. Absolutely. Mod me up, Big T. Sure thing. I'm more than happy to, mate. Lovely stuff. Yeah. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Let's get you guys sorted. Let's get you guys sorted. There we go. Both of you should be moderated now. Should have the moderation. Oh, I just saw that replay there. Whilst I was busy moderating, we had somewhat of a good chance. But that save, Fabio Silva's getting some shots away here. He's turning up in some shooting positions, which is not good. I'll give you the stats. It's got to be very much a Wolves favourable performance. And to be fair, they have. They've worked out goalkeeper 5 times. Nana making 5 saves. He's been a lot busier than I think we were wanting him to be tonight. Been a bit busier, but I'll tell you what. I think I would rather have that. Have a goalkeeper get somewhat of a busy night, so he is essentially warmed up. He's used to being in that position. That is, his catch is strong and is clear. You're right. We literally are hanging on. Yeah, and that's why I was thinking that we've got to hold on, because if we were playing, just outright attacking, think about how open we'd be. I mean, even though we're slightly more defensively structured, I mean, we've just given away a foul again there. Wrench acquired. Lovely stuff. Can use it to bonk some people. Party going on in my chat. Party going on in my chat. Lovely stuff. Question is, can we fix it, mate? We need to sign Bob the Builder. I want any chance of fixing this. Scott McTominay's coming on for Marcus Rashford. We are going to try and shut up shop, but the fact we're bringing Milky Bar Kid on, this just, this does not bode well. Do you know what? I reckon with Ten Hag, what he needs to do, even if we win this game, even if, he needs to treat this like it's a loss, right? Because that performance, you are losing to perhaps 15 other teams in the league, at least 15 other teams in this league. With this performance, you are losing to them. Treat it like a loss and really hammer it home that performance, this performance cannot be acceptable by any means. We are very, very lucky to be 1-0 up right now. Very fortunate. I'll tell you what, that's going to be, the word on the street, word in the mouth. Everyone's going to be talking about, oh, lucky United. And they'd be right. They'd be 100% right. What I'm going to do is, rather than doing a separate video for match reaction, what I'll do is I'll incorporate somewhat of a match reaction with staying live for a little bit after the game, just to review everything. And then what I'll do is with tomorrow, with an upload, what I'll do is I'll basically do a recap of the game. I'm also invited to Jez's stream tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on Arsenal, the History and More. I will be featuring on there along with plenty of other guests, plenty of other legends in their own unique rights. So make sure that you are subscribing to Arsenal, the History and More, and tuning in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Feeling good about it. Feeling very good. Feeling very good. Link his channel if you can. What I'll do is I'll link it. I'll link it in tomorrow's stream, because I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow. Basically, just with a bit of a recap, a bit of stream got clapped. But yeah, when I'm doing the recap, I'll be doing a few other sort of like assessment of things. I'll probably be a bit more of a shorter stream, probably not a full hour, an hour-long stream. But yeah, I'll drop the links to Jez's channel in that one. Well, fantastic offers. Jez is an absolute legend, always helping the upcoming real ones, 100%. Big ups to him. Really, really big ups to him. I mean, he shouted out this channel as well. He subscribed to it. I mean, yeah, fantastic support. So really, full respects, big ups to Jez. Yeah, so Arsenal, the History and More, because Jez's channel. I think it's Oh my God. We're lucky. We're lucky. We're lucky. We're lucky. Oh, this is not good. I mean, it's 7 minutes of added time. Wolves will be eager. They'll be very eager. They're going to dial it up to the pressure valves up. And they're going to be pushing even harder. Um, yeah, 7 minutes of added time. But yeah, Big T, basically what Carl Rossi said there, Arsenal, the history and more. If you type it in as that, obviously minus the equal Jez's channel, just type in Arsenal, the history and more, it should come up as the top result there. It should come up as top result. But it should be quite easy to find. If you narrow the searches down to just channels, it should be one of the first results. Atleti also at the moment 1-0 up against Granada in their game. Going to be the Simeone masterclass over there. 3.96k subs. Jez, yeah. He's got quite a bigger following. He's got a bigger subscriber base. That's the one, mate. Yeah. There's also another show going on. Is it? No, it's not. It's Wednesday. I was thinking it was tomorrow as well, but no, Wednesday on Arsenal, the history and more as well. There is a 6 o'clock show with Jez. It's just a midweek chat, chilled midweek chat with Kenny Ken, but also Lee Gunner will be on that stream as well. To be sure to tune in for that one. Thanks, chaps, found and subs. Good stuff. Good stuff. He's right around the corner from 4K subs, so let's get him there. Let's get him there. Let's get him over that 4K mark. We can do it. We can do it. It's a great channel and a great community. 100%. I'm a flossy. 100%. Should have 100K. All Arsenal fans should be subbed to his channel. And I'll tell you what. It's true. It is true. I mean, however many subs it is that Jez should have, the fact of the matter is that for a guy that has been supporting and following Arsenal Football Club for so long, that some of the knowledge that the guy possesses is stuff that you wouldn't find in an Arsenal book, in an Arsenal history book in the library. It's like, some of the stories that Jez has on Arsenal. I mean, I'll tell you what would be, what is probably true, crazy to think about, but it's probably true, is Jez could probably tell me more about Manchester United than I would know. And I'm a Man United supporter. He could probably tell me more about my club than I know. Yeah, that's just it perfectly summed up, for the sort of experience that Jez has had and how long he has been following football. It is priceless knowledge. It is absolutely priceless knowledge. Couple more minutes to hold on. Couple more minutes. Come on, United. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. To 1 more minute. I'll tell you what. No one. I don't think anyone was realistically expecting this. I don't think anyone was realistically expecting this. Pitch invader. What is Harry Maguire running on the pitch? How dare he? Get him off. Get him off and issue him a lifetime stadium ban. What's Harry Maguire doing on the pitch? He wasn't subbed on. Get off the pitch, Maguire. You can't play. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Pitch invader. Yeah, I've just seen it. Wiped out. uh, Tell you what, that's probably the most entertaining thing that's legitimately happened this game as well. It's mental, man. It's absolutely mental. Maybe Ten Hag has ordered that fan to run onto the pitch, cause a distraction so he can get a message across, or that he can get his team more organised for the last couple minutes. Maybe it's just Ten Hag playing 4D chess here. You know, it's got fan interaction. He's involving the fans in the games quite literally. Yeah, man. I think Wolves should have had a penalty as well. My God, we're very, very fortunate. We are so fortunate. Double penalty check. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it. I really wouldn't. My stream has crashed literally at the last. Right at the death. Right at the death. Can't see what's going on. Cannot see what's going on at all. Someone just said Kukurea invaded the pitch. Kukurea invading the pitch, my God. It actually is as well. It actually is Kukurea. Oh, man. We're out into 90, the 100th minute of the game now. Come on, the Great Escape. Disneyland FC, it's finished. We have survived by the skin of our teeth. I'm not going to bother trying to find that. I won't even bother trying to find that stream there. But my God, Anana is for me still. Varane, a good headed goal. Wan-Bissaka, lovely delivery for the assist. The best team lost tonight, 100%. The better team lost, and it really felt like it wasn't actually that close. The team without a plan and without an idea needed moments FC and just a moment of brilliance to actually get the result across the line. 3 points are 3 points, but very, very quickly and very, very easily, those 3 points are going to turn into 1 point and 0 points against any other team. We've got Spurs away next. If you thought Wolves was bad, if we are not fixing up real quick, my God, that could be a cricket score. Man United were very lucky, 100%. Very, very lucky. A perfect example of if you don't take chances, you can get stung. I mean, yeah, for Wolves' case, 100%. Because, I mean, Cunha, the amount of chances he had in that game is very, very unlucky. very, very unlucky. I mean, Fabio Silva as well had a couple of golden opportunities. I think Onana actually pulled off quite a few good saves that I think you would see David De Gea making when he's on it. Like seriously, Onana I think kept us, in that game in the later stages. I really do. I think some of his saves, were alert. They were very. It was a very alert goalkeeping, and that's fantastic to see because a new goalkeeper and all. You know, he was alert. He was awake. He was active. Would you take Cunha for us? I mean, Cunha, I don't necessarily rate him that highly, but I think what we've seen tonight, it does not bode well. It doesn't really bode well, and I think it's one of those. Well, cool, we signed Rasmus Højlund, but if you look at that performance, ask yourself this question: does Rasmus Højlund change that performance? Because it's like the build-up play was all wrong today. The build-up play, the how we were using possession, how we were moving the ball about, it didn't feel right. Didn't feel right at all. Looked like we were at sixes and sevens. I think defensively, we looked very open at the back because the turnover of possession was too frequent, way, way, way too frequent. It was it's a struggle. It looked like we were struggling to do the simplest things, and of course, you get a better team, a better opponent to play against you. You go from getting a lucky 1-0 to really getting the score line that you deserve, and that's literally where we're at right now. Is our Spurs going to give us what we deserve if we turn up doing the same thing? We will struggle to get anywhere near top four playing like that, mate. Like one of the worst performances this entire weekend. One of the worst performances this entire weekend, and we were somehow fortunate enough to win. I think that tells you a lot about where Wolves will be going this season. Maybe Wolves actually played really well. Of course, if just trying to think about it from a different, like trying to view it in a different light here. But it's like if Wolves have played really well, then if they go into the next game playing the same way and Wolves look really good, I can say, well, okay, maybe Wolves caught us by surprise a little bit, but then again, it's Man United. We shouldn't be getting caught surprised because every game is, the barest minimum you'd expect from Man United is to be combatant, to be competing, to be pressing high, pressing hard as a team, as a unit, and linking up well with your teammates, gelling well together, looking composed and keeping possession well. And it really felt like everything that Ten Hag wants from his team, we didn't see any of it today. None of it. Perhaps the positionings from the defenders, from Wan-Bissaka making that run into space with the little chip pass into his path, then the little dink cross onto Varane's head. It took two defenders to combine to actually create the goal from a midfielder's chip pass. I think that was Bruno Fernandes that delivered that chip pass into Wan-Bissaka. But it's just a moment in the game where it's just like we got very fortunate. They followed like the defenders followed Varane in for the aerial ball quite well. It's just Varane was alert to it before everybody else was. Newcastle top of the table for a week. Don't get a nosebleed, Mama Flossie. Your team is currently first place. Whether you stay first place come the second week and third week and fourth week, maybe you have a season like Arsenal. Whether you'd collapse the same way as Arsenal did, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But, you might be enjoying the thrills of being at the top of the table there. But I'll tell you what, Manchester United, we're very fortunate for game week 1, but we're in massive trouble. I mean, Spurs next week. We've got Nottingham Forest at home after that. I think we're very fortunate. But then again, are we? Are we fortunate to have Nottingham Forest? Because you look at where Nottingham Forest could really punish us if we're open at the back with their pacey attack. We could be in all sorts of trouble against Nottingham Forest as well. That's the problem. The defence looks so open. We're going to need is Amrabat, and we're going to need Amrabat soon. 100%. We're going to need Amrabat soon because Casemiro was not covering that back line. He was not covering it. I'm going to get a bottle of Newcastle Brown and pay the due respect. You go right ahead there, Big T. Go for it. But man, my oh my oh my, we've got a lot of work to do, and I would like to. I think where I'll probably sleep on it tonight. I'm definitely going to take a bit more of a deep dive into this game and really just sort of have a bit of time to reflect on it, but also to listen to what it is that Ten Hag has to say about it, because my God, that sort of performance is like what I said a couple of minutes ago. You know, if you're Ten Hag, if I'm the manager, I don't look at that and say, oh, we won today. I say, well, we lost, but the scoreline favoured us, right? It favoured us. But we lost the battle. We lost the game of football. The scores just say 1-0 to United because we played like we should have lost. Go on, lad. Go on, do it. Too early to question if Casemiro's time is ending. Probably. I mean, Casemiro, I think it's the case where first season Casemiro comes in, he's coming in from a very dominant Real Madrid side, right? So the first season you look at it and you think, well, Casemiro, he's going to have some of that, Real Madrid, that blue blood in him. And he's going to look like levels above everyone else. But once he's adjusted to what this team is, does he adjust to that level as well? So if the level's bad, does Casemiro play bad, or does he carry? Does he become the exception to that midfield if the midfield doesn't perform? And I think the problem that we could have is if Casemiro is in sync to the midfield, and if the midfield doesn't turn up, you can't rely on Casemiro to have a blinder of a game to rescue us or to really rip up the game plan for the opposition. And that's why I think Amrabat's going to be so important, or a player like Amrabat to play next to Casemiro is going to be so important, because it's just like, well, the system, you've got two midfielders that can break up play, but positionally, where one can go forward, the other one's sound at the back. So Casemiro might go forwards, like what we saw with Mason Mount, where he goes forwards. Casemiro's too far forward, the space in behind it, you saw the centre-backs have to come more narrow to stop the run going straight down the middle. So for me, if you've got Amrabat, someone who's just positionally switched on, that's going to sit much deeper to allow Casemiro to be further involved in the game, further up the pitch, what you're going to have is a better balance to the midfield. If we turn over possession, right, there's no free space in the middle to run into. Those centre-backs can stay wide and cover the outside runs, the outside presence from the wingers, with the full-backs then posing as the extra players there. So I think Casemiro, I think it's not probably, it's probably less that his individual level will be dropping off, but probably a little bit more of the defensive, how synced together the defence of the team actually is. I questioned if Varane had pace anymore. I'm glad that he got the goal tonight. A reminder, pace is not everything. If you want to talk about where pace isn't everything, a perfect example was a video of, what was it, Cesc Fabregas in training? I think it was Cesc Fabregas, where he was up against two pacey players. I can't remember if it was Willian and Eden Hazard, where it's just like you had to run from a centre point to grab cones. You had to grab like 3 cones before the other 2 players could. But Fabregas, was just smart about it and just found the way to outsmart the other 2 who were just trying to use pace to do the job. And sometimes that's all you need. You don't need the pace. You just need the know-how to compensate for a lack of pace. But I'll tell you what, I mean, Varane, we might have been like our centre backs might have been a bit beaten for pace, but at the end of the day, I think we were very fortunate that Onana. That also, by the way, the question marks about Onana's clean sheets. He's already started. By the way, he's already started. He's got first clean sheet tonight. The road to the Golden Glove begins. I really, really wish, but that defending, I'll tell you what, might be his last clean sheet if it's going to be more of the same. But I can't imagine that we're going to still be as bad as this. I mean, we might have Benjamin Pavard coming in soon. I think Bayern are making things a bit more difficult because they're not getting Kyle Walker anymore. So I think they're wanting to now keep Benjamin Pavard. So we might have to up the pricing. Either him or Todibo come in. What's concerning, 17 more clean sheets to go then. Yeah, 17 more clean sheets. How about this? How about we have 38 clean sheets for Andre Onana? Go on, challenge set. Imagine if Andre Onana is the most unbeatable goalkeeper this season. Just literally saves everything, but nothing that comes his way gets past him. Imagine that. What was 23 shots? Yeah. That's the thing. First official competitive game for Andre Onana, and he's pulling off some really good saves, from really alert saves, which can only mean good things for United, especially if we're going to have more of these sorts of games and these sorts of performances. Our goalkeeper is probably going to save our skin way more times than we care to imagine this season. And it's unfortunately, the sad thing about that is it would be slipping back into old habits. It would be slipping back into old habits. And, that's not what we want. We want to see us, moving forwards and progressing as a team. But if we're slipping backwards, if we're going backwards as a team, who's to blame for that? If old habits start creeping back in, who's to blame for it? But Onana, definitely a big positive for us today. De Gea would have made saves. Onana is supposed to be creating more goals, some more scoring opportunities. What he's meant to do is to essentially be the extra player when we create possession play. So rather than playing long, he should be linking up the play with the two centre backs and sort of being positionally close to them, so that you don't, like, if you're playing against the press, Onana is the extra player that's there to help you play through that press, right? Not so he's running up the pitch and all of that, but he's the extra man to allow for that time and space for other players to make their moves to get into part of like receiving positions. And so I just think that with Onana, what we saw today was that with the centre backs, the ball distribution from the centre backs wasn't what we're used to. It wasn't what we're used to. Usually we associate Manchester United creating possession plays from deep by looking composed and you're patient with it. Even if there is a press there, you can see that the passing, short range passing, movement close by, always 2 to 3 options available, and just then you have to have the execution to match. But we didn't see that today. We didn't see that at all. The fact is that we had to revert to a longer ball, like average range of passing had to be longer range today, which is baffling. It's really, really baffling. We shouldn't have to be passing long range here. We should be doing shorter range passing with then the movement to complement it. So yeah, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. Hopefully across. I've just seen people going on about a stat. MUSC are now undefeated in 30 games at Old Trafford. They haven't lost a game since September 8th. We should have lost a game tonight, guys. Like, we should have lost the game tonight. And that's what's real. That's what's real. Varane stealing the 3 points for us. And there's so much that we've got to improve on between now and Saturday. Between now and Saturday, we've got so much that we need to improve on. Whether we do it or not, the next test is one hell of a test. And it's Tottenham Hotspur, and it's Tottenham at home. So, look, if we are open against Tottenham Hotspur, it's easy. It's really, really easy for Tottenham. But, if we can show a bit more defensive composure and structure and not make it so easy for there to be space for Spurs players to run into, then we could be okay. We could be okay. We need to see our attackers as well be more clinical, be more composed, and have a bit of patience, but link up better, pass well. You gave it Anana, I can't argue. And I can't argue. But I'm giving a man of the match to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He was the one player trying to create chances, I thought. And that is a fair shout. I mean, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was probably the other person that I was, probably thinking or considering for man of the match. And he contributed in an attacking sense where our forward lines and midfield couldn't. And, that can't be ignored. I mean, the fact that we had 6 players that looked completely ineffective up top is a cause for concern. But it's one of those things. But Wan-Bissaka, as an individual, could probably have some good games. But the fact is that the team, as a collective, they're much, much less than impressive. I think Dimitar Berbatov, the comments he made about the half time or the first half, I think it reigns true for the second half as well. Too scrappy. For the goal, AWB made the run and found position Anthony should be making ideally. Anthony, I thought today, was essentially doing everything wrong. I thought he's just getting everything wrong. Like every time the ball came to him, it just bounced off him. Like the areas he took up didn't look like he was threatening at all. Wasn't in good positions. I think Wolves were very, very comfortable down that left-hand side. I think various elements, they were comfortable down the right-hand side. And that's what's concerning is both sides. Both of their fullbacks were very comfortable. Nouri on the left-hand side, comfortable. I can't remember who it was they had down the right-hand side. Who was it? Semedo, comfortable. I mean, their whole right side was, was actually pretty good. Their whole right-hand side was pretty good. I think their left-hand side, left something to the imagination. But I'm just looking at the match ratings here, right? I'll see that there's a lot of generous scores. So, I mean, Wan-Bissaka apparently got same match rating here as Andre Onana, and Raphael Varane a close third or a close second. So it's joint first with an 8.2 rating. Varane with an 8.1. Apparently Casemiro had an 8.0 rating. I'm not too sure what game these people were watching. Luke Shaw, I thought, was, just another player on the pitch. I don't think he stood out with any significance. Bruno Fernandes was very wasteful. He did create the pass, I believe, that led to Wan-Bissaka getting the assist. And I think that's probably what they picked up on there. But as a whole, the link-up play was not there. Garnacho, very wasteful, very lackluster game. Mason Mount offered nothing. Anthony offered nothing. And Rashford, graveyard shift with chance creation. But when he did get the ball, he didn't try and make anything, didn't try and make the situation better for himself whatsoever. Covering the substitutions that came on, I suppose I should say something with Lisandro Martinez. Why Lisandro Martinez got subbed off, I'm not too sure, but you know, apparently, Martinez and Lindelof, same impact on the pitch, not really doing too much. I mean, in the second half, I think later on, yes, Wolves had more possession and control on the game, but I think defensively we were less open. But I think Wolves, yet still, they managed to find ways in creating chances with some of these half-yard spaces. And I think all game, man to man, the pressing wasn't quite there, right? Too many times where players were stepping off and allowing Wolves to dictate on an individual basis, and that can never be a good thing, because even if a team is not quite, having a good performance, if you're allowing space for an individual to operate in, it takes an individual like today. Wolves didn't track Wan-Bissaka's run. It gave him enough time and space, and then Varane came from deep, made the run into the box, and then headed it home. So Abdi, good to see you. It's very concerning. Martinez is very rush at times. Very rash, I think, is what you meant to say there. But I thought he picked up a yellow card, one of the two bookings for United in this game. Luke Shaw was the other person to be booked, but it wasn't great. I mean, Martinez got subbed off, so I think Ten Hag could see something there that he wasn't happy, he wasn't satisfied with the way that some of our players were approaching this game, of course. But I think centre back wise, Martinez, I could probably have seen him getting a second yellow some point in that game, because we were still just as open at the back. So I think right up to, say, like the 75th minute thereabouts, before then the game sort of transitioned a bit into a different phase. Obviously it helps with the goal being scored and all that. But about the 75th minute is when the game, I think, sort of changed a bit. We tried to sit back on it, and I think we were. It ended up being the right decision. By the looks of it, it ended up being the right decision, because I tell you what, if Fabio Silva, he had to operate in a tighter space. But if Fabio Silva was given 3 runs through on goal that Cunha had, I'll guarantee you that would not have ended 1-0. That would not have ended 1-0. I think Cunha just was missing some of his shooting boots, I think, today. Obviously, that is something that they'll want to improve on. But I think Pellistri, when he came up, I'll start with Eriksen, right? So Eriksen comes on the pitch. I think the game doesn't really improve, right? The game doesn't really change or become more favourable for us. If anything, the possession sort of flipped a bit more in favour of Wolves, but Wolves looked a bit less direct and a bit more patient with it. But again, it stayed very scrappy right through to the very end. I think Christian Eriksen was just essentially a passenger in that. He didn't contribute positively, he didn't contribute negatively, but he was just a passenger in that. I thought Sancho tried to make things happen. He's out of the wingers today. I thought Sancho was probably one of the better ones. He's probably the best performance from a winger today, and that's saying something. He didn't do anything special. That's saying something. Sancho did okay. I think he solidified United going forward just a little bit, because that's what Sancho is as a player, right? He's part and parcel to that keep ball player. He's trying to simplify the game a bit, and I think that's kind of what we needed in that element of the game. That's kind of what we needed, just someone that was just, calm it down a bit, for goodness sakes, just recycle possession, be patient with it. Pellistri came on and thought he was just running around, didn't really offer too much. Scott McTominay came on in the 88th minute, and we were just basically, it was just park the bus football at that point. So Scott McTominay's just doing Scott things, or just do whatever the manager tells him to, regardless of whether he does it well or not. Keep going, bro. Never give up. I just subscribed to you right now and like the video. Big ups to you, Abdahali Abdi. Thank you very, very much for liking the stream and subscribing. Really, really appreciate it. Big ups to you. Long-haired Yeti, lucky today, my dude. Yeah, he was so lucky. Big ups to you too, man. My God, that first half was so bad that it made people accuse me of racism. It was that bad, Yeti. Seriously, people were accusing me of being a racist. It was that bad. I literally didn't say anything to even invoke the slightest hint that I said anything that was really off key, even anything controversial, right? Apparently I was racist, but the first half we were so lucky. I mean, the amount of times shots would just whiskers wide of the post, left side and right side. Oh, we're counting our lucky chickens. Sometimes I just couldn't believe that I wasn't just watching another preseason game at times. Take your United head off. Did Onana commit a foul clattering into the player? Probably. Quite possibly. I mean, I didn't really see it because obviously me watching on streams, my stream crashed, so I couldn't actually see when the penalty incidences happened. But quite possibly. Pen for me that. I'll tell you what though, Andre Onana, I mean, man was clattering people all day long. There's one point there was Luke Shaw was battling, I think it was Nunes or Neto on the right hand side. Man just came running across and literally just slid through the both of them and just wiped them both out. But I mean, it's quite possible that he's committed a foul there. I don't actually know what. I mean, I'll tell you what. Onana is trending, cheating is trending, and the VAR is trending. So quite possible. Just check what's trending, and I think you might find what the narrative is. So pen for me that one. So yeah, I think Yeti is in agreement to that. But aside from penalty shouts, I think everything else Onana did today was spot on. Really, I thought spot on. His distribution, I don't think you can really talk anything about distribution today because it didn't really matter. The distribution really didn't matter because there was nothing really going on from the United players. So we would want the foul if it was the other way around, 100%. I mean, bias is always going to exist there. 100% bias will always exist. If that's us, that we lose 1-0, we are tweeting away deep into the night. The keyboard warriors' fingers are out in full force. You can hear the typing sounds all across the UK and the rest of the world if that's United, not getting that penalty shout. But listen, with the way that the officiating is in this country, prepare to see a lot more of this and also see it against United as well, right? Prepare to see a lot more of this because it's not just bad officiating we're going to be bearing witness to. It's inconsistent officiating. So what was not given tonight, I can guarantee you might get the same incident occur next weekend, but that penalty decision shouldn't get given. It'll probably turn out that way, and that's the real frustrating thing about it. It's just the inconsistency. It's not good for the league. It isn't good for the league. It's not good for spectators as well, because that keeps the conversation less on the game but more on the officials that are essentially commanding different outcomes or different results to the games. I'll tell you what, though, that's a good point. I think it's just been brought up, is that the average positioning for Wan-Bissaka was way more further forward. Usually you see him a little bit further back, but he's positionally just on average way further forwards. That's probably why I can't really think of Wan-Bissaka too much in defensive capacity. I think he's just more further forward, and I think we're lucky that he was much further forward. It paid off for us today, big time. Onana has had minimum one clumsy moment every game he has played for us. I have high hopes for him, but I can't shake a fear with him. I think what it is if he has a moment of madness, it's just like, oh my God, please, like, no, please don't let this be. Please don't let this be the case. But I think Andre Onana he's going to divide a lot of people. And I think this will be very consistent. At the end of the day, he kept a clean sheet today. He kept a clean sheet and he didn't have a howler moment that most people are just waiting. They're waiting for it to happen. I think a part of me, the cynical mind in the back of my brain is sort of thinking, yeah, no, he's going to have an absolute stupid howler moment where we're all sat here like De Gea was better. We should never got rid of him. There's probably going to be one of those sort of moments further back, or further, not further back, but further on down the season, further on down the line. It's quite possible, but I'll tell you what, I mean, as far as saves are concerned, he made some massive, massive, massive saves. Delo ain't getting in a game if Aaron Wan-Bissaka keeps playing like that. Yeah, I mean, he's bound to get games 100% because Ten Hag will want to rotate. If we're in 4 competitions, he's going to want to rotate. He's going to want to, try and balance and distribute the minutes so that he can keep players fitter for longer. So I think Delo will probably get minutes, but not in rotating with Wan-Bissaka every other week. Mark Bowen says that decision was a joke. Unfortunately, it's one of those where I think we couldn't actually see. Let me actually have a look. I'll see if I can find the incident they're talking about. Of course, the first thing that comes up is not even. Sir Alex Ferguson was on VAR. I'm trying to find this. Oh, okay, I see it. That's pure match fixing, according to a Liverpool fan. Onana's just taken out the Wolves player, but VAR deemed it not clear and obvious foul. I'll tell you what, it's probably a goalkeeper bias because I know goalkeepers seem to get a lot of leeway and a lot of benefits in. Basically, they get a lot of leeway decisions, and a lot of times we're going to see goalkeepers do something that they should get punished for that they don't. I think the old AWB versus Trent debate can resurface now. I think a bit early doors, a bit premature for that just right now. Let's give that argument or that debate some airtime if we get to the second half of the season and Wan-Bissaka has consistently been there. If we get there, I will start to entertain that idea. I've tried to find the replay. I've seen a picture of it where literally the Wolves player's jumping up for a header. Wan-Bissaka is practically died on the pitch behind him, and Onana's just come Superman punched right across the front of the player. Or is it that? No, you think he's doing that, like right past the player, and or he's just clattered straight into him. So, I mean, again, it's probably going to lie with goalkeeping bias, where they seem to get decisions that you'd think logically that should be a penalty in favour of the attacker, but for some reason, goalkeepers are they'll get all the benefits of the doubt. It's I'm sure there's going to be a game where we're frustrated by it. There's going to be other games where other teams get frustrated by it. Somebody has got to go first. Thought it might as well be me. Well, I'll tell you what. If we start to see that, I mean, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is trending. Let's see what people are saying on that. The Aaron Wan-Bissaka appreciation post from United People's TV, calling him our spider. Strong, first to the ball every time, real menace tonight. No more debates about who our starting right back should be. Put on a clinic tonight. Yeah, just I mean, Bruno's getting some credit there from from Sam Peoples. That's a fact. Here you go, Big T. You want to start the that debate? I'll give you this. I'll give you this material. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, my right back's got more assists this season than Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, and Kyle Walker combined. My right back. Yeah, sit down, haters. There's your airtime for the Wan-Bissaka debate. There it is. There it is. Let's trophy parade straight through Trafford City, Manchester City Centre, outside the Etihad. Hold that Wan-Bissaka trophy up. Our right back's better than yours, as you do. Uh, Wan-Bissaka will end the season with more assists than Mudryk. What kind of a comparison is that? I mean, I know nobody rates Mudryk, but how about this Wan-Bissaka with more Premier League assists than Erdegaard, Havertz, Kevin De Bruyne, and Szoboszlai combined this season? Let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep it going. More assists than Enzo Fernandez. Imagine that, Kevin De Bruyne, king of assists, right? Martin Erdegaard, right? The star man, one of the best, arguably better than Kevin De Bruyne, I tell you. Kai Havertz, prime Dennis Bergkamp, prime RVP, prime Kaka, right there, has still not got more assists than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I like it that he's not even bothered to spell Szoboszlai correctly. He's just gone Soboski. As a Wolves fan, it's no use complaining about us losing. We had our chances to put the game to bed. Methinks you did. I think Cunha was, unfortunate to not have his chances on target, because the amount of breakaway situations, like 2-on-2s, 2-on-1 situations, where the shot just goes wide, and it's just like some of those situations were written that the goal had already been scored, right? If you were to look at it as a still, you'd say, yeah, we'll score from that, because there's no way that they shouldn't be. But you still somehow managed to fail to score that. That, based off of what we've seen there, it's one of those. But I think the way that you created your chances, the way that you were battling, like every second ball was yours, right? Every second ball, you played well when the pressure came, like pressing man to man happened. To be fair, though, I think the approach towards the final third, I think, was made quite easy for you. So I think there's the clinical edge, like the shooting, I think was probably just the only big letdown for you this game, because if you had proper finishes, then or if your guys were just more clinical tonight, that could have easily been a 2-3-0 game your way. I think some of the chances, if we want to say, well, if it was Newcastle, that probably would have been a 5-6-0 game. But I think most other elements of your team, you're actually pretty good. We're actually pretty good. Aaron Wan-Bissaka would have slotted it into prime Barcelona, both of them. Damn. Well, Bowen, you can take lots of positives with that performance. Yeah, there is a lot of positives. Look, I thought before this game, before a ball was kicked, I was straight away, I was writing Wolves off, because I thought, look, they've had a poor summer transfer window. Their manager walked out because of a lack of potentially walked out because of a lack of investment. That I just thought, even if even with Gary O'Neill coming in, I know he does a good job. He did a fantastic job with Bournemouth, which I thought was one of the favourites to get relegated last season, kept them up. I think there's a lot of people writing Wolves off to say, well, look, we're going to be one of the teams to get relegated. From a performance I've seen today, I'll tell you what, from the performance today, it doesn't look like from that performance that you look like a team that's going to face relegation this season. I think the quality of your team is still a little bit lacking. But I think the striking you'll want to see that become a bit more clinical. Take your chances. I think the rest of the performance will follow suit. I'll tell you what. I mean, Gary O'Neill. The last time we played him was Bournemouth away. That was a 1-0 game. That was a 1-0 game at the Vitality. It probably wasn't a fantastic performance there either. So it might just be Gary O'Neill. A bit of a new manager bounce, maybe. I know sometimes I think some people say it's not really to do with that, but do you know what? I like what some of the plays that Wolves were making this game. I did. I just think the shooting let you down, and that was it. As I said earlier, the best team lost. Yeah, 100%. Do you think, in your opinion, will Fabio Silva make the grade? He got into some good goal scoring positions late in the game. It has to be said. I was really surprised with Andre Onana with how quick and how quickly and down to making the save he was. Like, it was very alert goalkeeping, very awake, very on it. And I just thought with Fabio Silva was in the good positions. A little bit unfortunate to not get one of those shots to go in. I think this season is going to be a big teller now that Raul Jimenez is gone. You haven't got him to rely on anymore. That's a big loss in your striker department. I'll tell you what, Raul Jimenez was in that team. That's a different scoreline right there, 100%. If Raul Jimenez was there, different scoreline. But Fabio Silva, I think if he's going to stay this season, this is the time to prove it. Like, you come on late in the game, get into good positions, in a crowded box, not much wiggle room, not much space to work with. If you're pulling off a bit of trickery in there, getting your shots away, keeping them on target, you look composed, I think he might actually be somewhat of a blessing in disguise. But I think it's going to depend on all the other elements sort of falling into place a bit for him, and judging that Wolves have a game where performance-wise across the pitch, you play in a similar fashion, in a similar way. And I think that's, it looks positive. I'd say the result's not positive. The performance was. Perhaps giving him a full game would improve. Possibly, I think. I think when he came in, there was a fair few high hopes for him. I remember there's people saying, "Oh, this guy's potentially quite special," but never really saw him get the backing or the game time necessary to actually warrant playing full 90 minutes. But I think if he gets starts, because you might be looking at it and thinking this might just be the impact substitution type of performance that you see, where obviously very energetic, very hyped up, getting around the pitch a lot, trying to make an impact as an impact substitution. I think if you start him, that might tell you a little bit more about what you want to know from the player, because it's a different, you're starting from a different point in the game, perhaps a different individual game plan, different instructions. So yeah. With a new manager, every player's a clean slate. It's over to the player now. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think that Wolves midfield is, massively downgraded from last season's midfield, quality-wise, massively downgraded. So I think the fact that even with a weakened midfield, Wolves were competitive. They were energetic. They didn't look like they were panicking so much with the ball. One or two loose touches, heavy touches in there. But I think with the game plan in motion and knowing what you're doing, those players, even though they're, you want better quality, they look like you could rely on them to do a job when you need them to. So a couple of games this season where points are going to be so important to get a hold of, you might not be as perhaps good on the eye or good to watch, but they look like there's a potential there for this team to actually, get results across the line. So, agreed. Can you see who voted for Wolves win on the poll? I'll tell you what, I've completely forgotten about the poll coming on. But we had 33 votes on the poll. 88 went to United and 12% went to Wolves. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually show you who actually voted on the poll. I think it's just a lot of people sort of coming and going in and out of the chat. It's interesting. A very interesting takeaways. I can imagine tomorrow night on Arsenal, the History and More on Jez Collins' channel, I'm probably going to get a lot of strays on there. I'm probably going to have to get my hard hat on and proceed with caution, because I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this game. Going to get absolutely slaughtered, just ripped to pieces. Like, what was that performance? Oh, you're going to get ripped to pieces by Spurs, and I'll probably agree with them for the most part. But yeah, it's we've got problems. We've got big problems. Do we need to change our pictures? Quite possibly. I mean, I'll probably go blacked out. Probably do what Expressions does, where he hides his face. He goes and wears the balaclava, just hides his face, just out of shame, and sits there in silence. We might have to do that. I mean, I had a green balaclava somewhere, like I don't know where it's gone, but I had a green balaclava. I can't remember where it's gone. It's probably sat in one of my drawers. Might have to go whip that out if there's one of those shambolic performances that occur at some point this season. So might have to die for cover. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's 9 p.m. If I ever streamed, I would do it wearing a balaclava. A mask or something, something to conceal the identity, to make sure that if you're recognized in the street that you don't get laughed at. I mean, I guess my saving grace is that I'm not known well enough on the streets by any capacity to get recognized by anybody. But I tell you what, it won't catch me wearing a Man United shirt outside. Not when we're potentially still getting clowned around the country and all of that jazz. Probably won't catch me wearing a United shirt, but you probably will. Even if we are getting clowned around, you probably will see me wearing a United shirt if we have Qatari ownership. I'd be doing it then, but not right now. No chance. But if you ever streams, you never know. I mean, look, if it's one of those things, you're sort of guessing whether you start streaming or don't start streaming. At the end of the day, if you feel like doing it, just do it. I mean, I had to get into streaming from that point. I would imagine some streamers can't stand football matches, and the danger is from their own fans. There's a lot of people that don't want to do content creation because of the potential abuse that you get. I think at the end of the day, it does not matter what you do and what you say. Someone somewhere is going to have a problem with you. It's like earlier in the stream, someone thought I was absolutely downright boring. I'm like, but you go and tune into most other people's channels and you probably get the same content, the same vibes. You know, if it's a United fan you're watching and it's a bad performance or a bad game going on, no one's going to be sitting there smiling, just yeah, we're all good over here. Yeah, no, fantastic. No, we're not going to be smiling if it's a bad game. But it's always going to be someone that just has the biggest problem. It's like if you scroll up, it's like if I just quickly load the comment, if it's still available. I mean, might be, might not be. No, no, it is. It is. I mean, I got this comment for no reason. Like this guy commented, "You're probably a racist as well." I mean, not even 5 people watching. No shit. I'm a small channel. The only thing worse than United is your wet lettuce of a personality. I mean, I had lettuce for dinner. It was very nice. You know, prawn cocktail with jacket potato and some lettuce was very nice. One awfully boring channel. You know, I'm not going to be everyone's best mate. Not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It just is what it is. Mark Bowen, thanks for the stream. Enjoyed it. Big ups to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Big ups to you. Commiserations, of course, tonight. Hopefully, you have a better time of it in your next game. I might have absolutely cocked things up there on my screen. I might as well just sort of like switch the things over. You're playing Brighton at home next, Mark. Brighton at home. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Brighton at home is your next game on Saturday, and then you'll play Everton away. I think a tough game by all means. Yeah, it definitely a tough game, but not the end of the world for me. Not the end of the world. I think you should be. You should do okay. I think, of course, you might concede a goal here or two. As long as you find a cutting edge, you should do okay against Brighton, I reckon. Can't attend yet. Oh, some streamers can't attend football matches and the dangers from their own fans. Well, it's like people say, oh, Mark Goldbridge, oh, he doesn't go to games. Oh, if you turn up to Old Trafford, you'll get mugged. Boy, he goes to Old Trafford games from time to time and nothing happens. Am I right in thinking Arsenal fans give AFTV shit, and did Robbie get shit early on? AFTV was, when it was known as Arsenal Fan TV, was someone where it had lots of people on it that were sick and tired of Arsene Wenger, right? You had Ty, who was, pro Wenger, pro literally everything, just pro Arsenal. Like, even if they lost like 10-2 on aggregate, there was to Bayern, Ty would find some way to spin a positive on it, even though a positive doesn't actually exist. But yeah, fans used to blame AFTV to say, look, Arsenal Fan TV is the reason why we are doing so bad. They are the reason. You had Hector Bellerin come out and say, answer a question about AFTV or Arsenal Fan TV. And he said, well, they're not real fans. They're profiting off of a loss. That's where that phrase came from. So the players disrespected what AFTV was back then. But obviously, with Unai Emery, it was what it was. Obviously, they were still getting the flack. But now you've noticed in today's game, they're not necessarily blamed for what goes on with Arsenal anymore. They're not blamed. If anything goes wrong, they're not necessarily blamed. But then again, you look at the narrative of the fan channel. It's gone from being a channel that was despised by the mass of match going fans, right? Obviously very popular with the Zoomer generation. But everything else, it's like the blame sort of shifted a bit. So then it became less about AFTV, but some of the lesser known streamers, where people stopped blaming AFTV for what was wrong with Arsenal. And not only that, but you saw that the attitude towards AFTV changed from the club. So players stopped talking smack about AFTV. If anything, they're much more included. AFTV speak positively about the club. They get included, get the exclusives and all of that, get the inside track, right? And they're all like buddy buddy with the club now. So, I mean, AFTV used to get a whole heck of a load of slander, And to be honest, Arsenal Fan TV, I had a lot of respect for them back in those days. A whole lot of respect, huge amount of respect for AFTV back in those days. But I think what they do now is just, I think they lost their edge of, when to realistically judge. And you can see it when somebody says, well, look, no, let's get real. Like us playing Wolves, we got lucky. We got very, very lucky. You'd get laughed at on AFTV interviews. People would sit there and go, yeah, oh, really? We got lucky. It's like, if you don't kiss the arse of the club, you probably get called out on AFTV. You'll get called out by a lot of people in the fan base. And you can see that from other perspectives of Arsenal, streamers or Arsenal content creators, when they say something where it's brutal assessment, but it's that most honest assessment and critical assessment, they tend to get a lot of hatred. So me, if I'm, it's like the first half, I had nothing positive to say because it was that bad and people hated it. Somebody came in and was absolutely like, nope, I don't like this guy. Watch the game then. Watch the game and you talk about it, because you might sound exactly the same as me. Yeah. So that's where this thing comes from, with content creators getting absolutely slandered and slaughtered to pieces. No problems, Mark. His other channels must be boring. He ain't watching them when he is here complaining. Yeah, I mean, what the thing is, right? Is I even tried to look for his channel. I literally tried to search up for his channel. I couldn't find it. Literally, it felt like he just removed his channel, like just deleted it off of YouTube. I searched for his channel, could not find it. I thought I'd have a little bit of fun with it, just to see how many subscribers he had. Couldn't even find the channel. Maybe he blocked me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's probably what it is. But I mean, if he has blocked me, then thank goodness that I don't have to see his insufferable arse anymore. And it's quite funny, right? Is that it's just a bully attitude. It is just a bully attitude. People feel it's necessary to click on a stream. If they don't like it, the easiest thing to do, right? And this serves to the people, right, who say that this person, oh, why does he get interaction? Why does he get so much attention? But the people that complain with that reason are also the people that will actually click on those channels, watch their content, contribute to viewing figures and watch time, and they just stick the negative comments on there and say, well, this person's this, that person's that. It's like the person that was, criticizing or, slandering me wasn't being constructive with criticism. He was just outright trying to get a reaction. And the thing is I could give less of a toss about people when they throw comments like that at me. I will sit there and laugh at you. I will laugh at you, and so will everybody else, because you bring yourself across as a bully if you try to throw, rude comments or horrible comments towards content creators. I mean, funny thing is that's actually my first proper negative interaction with anybody on this channel. Seriously, it was the first proper negative interaction, and I just laughed it off. It's like, okay, where's the next one going to come from? I was fully expecting there to be a wave of it. But, you will always get these people. At the end of the day, it's words on a screen. It really is. It's just words on the screen, but people feel it's necessary, right, to contribute directly to the one thing that they wish people would stop contributing to. So it's like, I don't know. It's like if you're sick and tired of people, stealing things from you, right? It's like, but what you do is you leave the doors unlocked to your house. You leave all your windows open and your doors wide open. And you're just like, I'm sick and tired of people thieving and stealing from my house. But your door is open. Your windows are open. There's a big sign on your front porch that tells people, come and take things from inside my house. And then they will sit there and complain about people doing so. It's like, well, if you don't like people stealing from your house, you don't keep your doors and your windows open. If you don't like what people are doing content-wise on the platform, don't go in and give them more of a reason to keep on going. It's as simple as that. But they, yeah, if it's in some other people's cases, I'll tell you what. In some other people's cases, people actually pay money. They will pay money. They will pay these people hard-earned cash just to tell them that their stream sucks. And I will absolutely love the day when I get that first donation come in, and it's someone that is, well, I say first day, I will love that day 100%. But the first day that I get a super chat of someone, right, that is just typing a negative comment, I'm like, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Mark Bowen says, Brighton at home, doable. It's going to be very tough, but it is very doable. It is doable. You beat Everton away, I think. I reckon they. To be honest, I reckon they do. I reckon they do. I think this is just based off of going off of what we've seen today. Whether they, have the same approach to to Saturday's game against Brighton, I think is yet to be seen. And I think probably the biggest tell as to how well Wolves is going to do this season is probably going to come after the third or fourth game. I believe they go through a lot of presenters for one reason or another. I think there's a lot of. I think maybe it's to do with some of the people who do presenters. I know that it's a bit like the United stand, where they've got Adam, they've got Beth, they've got Mark, they've got I think it was Charlie at one point. They had, I think even now it's like Mark Goldbridge, that's football. There's another co-presenter there now, doing the interviews with people like Fabrizio Romano. It's like there's a lot. I think this channel's expanding for one, to try and basically turn it into a content factory. So you get all of these different people, like James, doing these tactical insights with whoever else it is that does the tactical insights. You get Cecil doing interviews, Robbie occasionally doing interviews, and it's like even Don Robbie, like DR Sports, Don Robbie Sports, right? You get AGT, a Liverpool supporter, occasionally hosting that show. You'll get occasionally, I think, is it Fuad, Tottenham supporter, hosting that show. And it's just like there's a lot of these channels that are basically written or named for namesake after a specific personality that's then being run by other people that are on a payroll. And it's like everyone that works for AFTV is on a payroll. But the people that have gone off wanted to do their own thing, but have essentially, to some people, the involvement to these fan channels is that you can't actually do your own channel. So it's interesting with Dan Potts. I say it's interesting with Dan Potts. I think Dan Potts doesn't really do anything with their TV aside from the occasional match fan cam, match reaction fan cam. I think aside from that, if it's just fan cams you're doing, I think you're allowed to do your own channel and your own stuff. But as far as everything else is concerned, I think with guys like, for instance, Cecil wanted to do his own channel, he probably wouldn't be allowed to do it. But I would egg trolls on and encourage them. The more that come, the more views you get and the more they help you. Listen, controversy draws traction, right? Controversy. So someone says something very outlandish, very outrageous. You can't believe it. You've got to click. You've got to interact to find out whether it is true that they really have done what they have done or said what they have said. You know, you click on something and the second you click, you're bought into it. It's like with clickbait, right? Something looks flashy, something looks nice. You click on it and the video is actually really dull or it's not what you want it to be. Clickbait. They don't care that they've wronged you. They don't care that they've wronged you. All they want is your click, and that is it. Your click, and you've contributed to the machine. Goldbridge is doing podcasts now. Yep, doing podcasts. I'll tell you what. There's some contents right that Mark Goldbridge does that I actually kind of like. I know some people really cannot stand him, but yeah, some content that he puts out I actually kind of enjoy. But there are some other bits of content that I'm just like, that's not what I signed up for. And yeah, that's pretty much just the case in point with Mark Goldbridge. Anyways, I best wrap this up now. Just to close things out, we have got we're going to be doing another stream tomorrow. This will probably be earlier in the day. Just simply because on Jez's channel at 9 p.m. tomorrow on Arsenal, the History and More. I will link the channel in the description, not in the stream title, but the description on playback or any pinned comment in the comment section, so you guys can check it out, so you'll know where to find me at that time. The details will be listed in there. So do be sure to come check that stream out. But that's basically it from me until tomorrow, which I will probably look to get around about midday, I reckon. Basically a small recap of this game, looking forward, and yeah, just continuing our chat on there. So big ups to everybody who tuned in. Thank you very much for the love and support. I really, really appreciate it, you guys. Big ups to you, Big T, Mama Flossie. Thank you very, very much. Mark Bowen, hats off to you as well. Kudos to you. You know, definitely we're very, very lucky with tonight. Very, very lucky. I'm hoping that Tottenham is... we are much, much, much better against Tottenham, but it's not looking that good. I like Goldbridge when he gives his own opinions. I don't like how his channel baits. Yeah, I think there's a lot. It's just, I think Mark Goldbridge with the original heart and soul, when the United Stand looked honest, and it was the Mark Goldbridge channel, but now it feels like it's just not. He's just a celebrity personality now, and it just doesn't feel the same watching him whatsoever now. Toon, top of the league, 100%, man. Away the lads. Away the lads. Big ups also to Longhead Yeti and Abdullahi Abdi for the comments. Carl Rossi as well, legend. Also the third moderator of the channel, as well as he has been christened. And yeah, big ups, you know, shout outs to the legend himself, the absolute legend himself, Mission Gamer, who is probably banned from this channel now, for clicking on my stream and adding another number to my viewership figures. Big ups to you. But yeah, that's basically it from me. I'm going to let everybody get off and enjoy the rest of your Monday nights. I apologise on behalf of Manchester United. If you are watching that game, you probably have poured half a pint or half a gallon of bleach on your eyes. I'm really sorry about that. But, you know, we can only hope for better, especially with Saturday. Just a stone's throw away. This week is going to go really, really quick. RIP Mission Gamer, yeah. Rest in peace. Salute to you. But yeah, big ups to everybody. have a wonderful rest of your Monday nights, and we'll be seeing you again on Tuesday. Goodbye for now. Ciao.